a good man in old New York. Pierre Toussaint, you're the richest man I know. Why not stop working? Then, madame, I should not have enough for others. Pierre Toussaint was raised in Haiti in 1766 and raised as a slave at a time when it was a French colony. A small group of slave owners made fabulous fortunes from trading sugar, coffee, indigo, tobacco, and fruit. 700,000 black slaves brutally beaten and terrorized made this possible. Baptized and raised a Catholic, Toussaint was one of the lucky ones, a house slave instead of a farmhand. Treated humanely by the Berard family, he was brought with them to New York when they fled the upcoming slave rebellion. They arrived around the time that George Washington was inaugurated as the first president of the United States. Berard assigned Pierre as an apprentice to a Mr. Merchant, one of the city's leading hairdressers. Pierre found that he had a talent for his work and soon became a success at it. Wealthy women spent vast sums to acquire the elaborate hairstyles of the day. The Berards allowed Pierre to keep a portion of his earning. Back in Haiti, the slaves rebelled and drove out the French government, and an attempt to retake the country by Napoleon's invasion force failed. The Berards lost their property and source of income. Berard died and left his wife without much to live on. Toussaint quietly took over the support of Mrs. Berard and the household. In gratitude, she freed him from his slave status, after which he married Juliet Noble. He used his considerable income to support charitable causes. He conducted a fundraising effort among his rich clients of differing religious persuasions to build a Catholic orphanage. Mother Elizabeth Seton sent 3 sisters to start the orphanage. He ministered personally to victims of a plague. He labored to dispel religious and racial prejudice in the city. One of his customers, Emma Gray, wrote about his dignity and Catholic witness. His life was so perfect, and he explained the teaching of the church with a simplicity so intelligent and courageous that everyone honored him as a Catholic. He would explain the devotion to the Mother of God with the utmost clearness, or show the union of the natural and supernatural gifts in the priest. Pierre worked up to the last 2 years of his life, before dying at age 87 in 1853. Along with many others, the New York newspapers mourned his passing. The New York Post reported, Toussaint is spoken of by all as a man of the warmest and most active benevolence. He was buried with his wife Juliet and niece Euphemia in Old St. Patrick's Cemetery on Mott Street in New York. Pope John Paul II declared him venerable, an important step in Toussaint's cause of canonization, in December 1996. Since then, his body has been reburied in the crypt of the Archbishops in St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. If canonized, he would become the first black U.S. canonized saint. As a married man, he was able to show how a spouse may fulfill God's call to holiness. He was a true and heroic disciple of Jesus Christ. Scripture tells us that no sooner had our first parents sinned than God hastened to promise them the hope of redemption. God loved us so much that he sent his only Son, Jesus Christ, to save us. In this chapter, we review the mysteries of Jesus found in the Gospels and teachings about him that were taught by early councils of the church. Venerable Pierre Toussaint was motivated by profound love of Jesus Christ, and his inspiring story leads us to the prayerful study of our blessed Lord.